This is for all you multi-talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zola. No applause? You're all fired.
Now that you've reached the stage in your life where quality television is important, Nubian TV is a black network that speaks to your lifestyle. Nubian TV is the world's first digital network devoted to the upscale and political lifestyles of black people. Nubian TV's programming includes politics, travel, fashion, food, automotive, arts and culture, civil rights, music, and more. Watch now on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or watch globally at nubiantv.net. Nubian TV, it's what you want to watch.
Come with me if you want to live a more delicious life.
Oh, maybe we should get in the van.
In this world, we don't get to control much. The past, male pattern baldness.
Leggies.
Got one right now. The urge to pop that bubble wrap. But there is one thing we do get to choose every single day: what we eat. Welcome to the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment. We have everything you want, didn't know you wanted, and some things you didn't know were possible. Because we believe if you're not having fun, you're not living free. So come on, let's live a little.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money! Are you ready? They are ready.
Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good.
Coming in hot, Jimmy, coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in.
That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George,
Where? Ginger?
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome in, everybody, and glad to have all of you here. Y'all, we got a bonus show for y'all tonight, but let me tell you something. There's something brewing. There's something stirring. There's something hot. Oh, they got it. Oh, they got it. Oh, they got it. Oh, they serving up some hot chocolate. Ooh, jeez. On the YouTube streets. Wait till I show y'all what is going on with that. Oh, my Lord Jesus. But we also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 destinations for you this evening. Temptation Island is coming to Netflix. If you don't know about Temptation Island, it's basically where 4 couples, right, are at crossroads in their relationship, and they are trying to figure out how to go about their relationship. And oh, my Lord Jesus, they have the 4 couples, and we're going to talk about all 4 couples, okay? Oh, Lord Jesus. Ooh, this is going to be good. I cannot wait for that. Then we have NBC Universal. The government is doing something unnecessary to NBC Universal. We'll talk about that. The world of cable television is changing. There's a deep dive article from Variety that we'll get into. Single black female on the TV movie franchise. Well, they have one more movie, right? And let me tell you something. Somebody has joined the cast. Wait till y'all hear who. Can't wait to tell you about that. Then Michael B. Jordan is coming out for Jonathan Majors. We'll talk about that. Apollo, Nida, and Sheridan got a divorce. Now, we don't know if this was because of the girls' trip, right? So, we will get into that as well. And then finally, also too, Starbucks. Wait till y'all hear about this anti-discrimination lawsuit at Starbucks in Missouri. It will make you laugh. And then finally, last night, we reviewed the TMZ Presents Saving Wendy documentary. If you missed it live, go back and watch it. But there is some great news about Wendy, so we'll talk about that too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 destinations. Higher is weighing, low is available. But either way, we are live on tour. Let me take you out this iconic intro here. You see the virtual tour background. Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is me. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Y'all, I just want to show y'all. We're not going to stay on long. I just want to show y'all a little something. Empire is live. 2,787. Former Carlos King reality TV stars exposed producer surviving Carlos King featuring We Go podcast. Woo, Lord, there's a lot of things going down there. So we will talk more about that because, woo, Lord, is hot on these streets. Let's get to our tour, shall we? Temptation Island heads to Netflix. Meet the 4 couples. This comes to us from Variety.com. Can true love pass the ultimate temptation test? That's what will be determined rather on a new season of Temptation Island, set to launch on Netflix March 12th. The reality series first debuted in 2001 and aired for 3 seasons on Fox in 2019. Was revived by USA Network and aired for 5 seasons until 2023. This is the first time this format will be streaming. Temptation Island follows 4 couples all looking to get past something in their relationship and figure out whether they are ready to truly settle down. They will temporarily and live in separate villas. The men will live with single women, and the women will move in with a group of single men. Each week will feature a bonfire where each will be shown a snippet of what their significant other has been doing at their villa, out of context, of course. In the end, each will determine whether they will leave the experiment alone with their original partner or someone new. Mark L. Wahlberg, who has hosted the series from the start, returns. Absolutely. So here are the 4 couples, Alexa and Lino. Alexa and Lino, both 28, have been together for 3 years. With this experiment, she hopes to find a bit of independence while he wants to make sure that there's no other fish in the sea, or more specifically on the island, who could capture his heart. Early on in their relationship, she was others, leading Lino to feel like he's a second choice. He also moved cross country 3 times for her job. Now, wait a minute. Listen, I feel like that's so commendable. But also, too, you should never move across the country for somebody else. I'm sorry, unless y'all are going to get married and y'all both have a plan to be together through and through everything. That's the only time you should do it. Because here's the thing, right? What if you break up, right? Now, you have a really good job, but you're also in a city where it's like, well, damn, I might see her again, or I might see him again. So to me, I just think that that's not the vibe. That is just not the vibe to me. Okay, I just wouldn't do that. But oh Lord Jesus, just that's just my opinion. Now, if you do that, then God bless you, but just have a contingency plan. You know what I mean? So, all right, here we go. That's the first couple there, Alexa and Lino. Grant and Ashley. Okay, Ashley got a little something on her. Okay, then. Both point A, Ashley and Grant have been on and off for a year and a half. He was unfaithful in the beginning, causing her to have trust issues. She's hoping to get back in touch with her carefree self with a little help from her new friends, of course, outside the suitors. He's determined to show that he's changed. Well, I mean, listen, just because you're determined to show her doesn't mean that she has to believe you. You know, the words of a man who's locked up in jail, when a woman's fed up, ain't nothing you can do about it. So we'll see about Ashley and Grant. All right, Shantae and Brian. Shantae, 29, Brian, 26, have been dating for a year and want to start a family. However, she's unable to feel confident since he was involved with someone else early on in their relationship. Oh, Lord Jesus. Not a side chick. Oh, hell no. She also struggles to believe Byron can resist the lure of other women, especially since he has quite a fixation on bringing other people into their bedroom. What the hell? Oh no. Okay, you know what? Hang on. Here we go. See, this is the show. See, this is the show that they should have been on. It's called Couple to Thruple right here. Four couples new to non-monogamy spend a month at a tropical resort where they freely experiment with bringing a third love into their relationship. Cameras follow the couples 24/7 as they meet, mingle, and date a whole host of singles, all of who are experienced in polyamory. At the end of their time in paradise, the couples must make the ultimate decision where they will commit to life as a three, go home as they arrive, or even decide that they were never meant to be together, at least separate. This should have been the show that y'all should have went on Couple to Thruple, not Temptation Island. And honestly, too, like, if he already is about bringing other people into the relationship, child, just no. It's just no. I mean, oh my God, just don't make no damn sense. It's just okay. Let's roll on. Let's roll on to our final couple here. Taylor and Tyler. Okay, that's a tongue twister. Taylor and Tyler. Okay. Tyler 27 began dating Taylor 30 immediately after ending a 6-year marriage. So he's never lived the single life. Through the show, he hopes to better understand what he really wants in a relationship better. Meanwhile, Taylor needs reassurance he is in this relationship for the right reasons, as she has been financially supporting them since Tyler left his corporate job to become a model. This is bad. This is bad because you left your corporate job, right, to become a model. Hey, Sharon Gabo, good to see you, my friend. You left your corporate job to become a model. Now, for those of you who don't know, models, depending on the name, like Ashley Graham or Tabria Majors, or, a Tyson Beckford or Morris Chestnut, you can make some pretty good bags. You know what I'm saying? You can make some pretty good bags. However, in the same token, I have never heard of this person. So I don't know if he went on Temptation Island to increase his, social capital of being known, but I just do not feel, right? I just don't feel that this is the move. Okay, so those are the four couples there. Right here. So 4 couples. Taylor and Tyler, Shantae and Brian, Grant and Ashley, and Alex and Lena. So those 4 couples will be on Temptation Island, debuting March 12th on Netflix. Yes, indeed. Should be interesting time there. All right, y'all. More Virtual Tour Live coming up right from the space right here, right now. From Variety.com as well. FCC chairman launches probe into Comcast and NBC Universal DEI practices. He says he's concerned that they may be promoting invidious forms of discrimination. Sir, really? You're working for a president that said he could pound somebody on the middle of Fifth Avenue and get away with it. And the FCC didn't go after him for saying a threat on national television. But okay, all right. FCC Chairman Brendan Carr has taken the 47th administration war on diversity, equity, and inclusion to a new target. Comcast NBC Universal. Carr said he sent a letter Tuesday to February 11th to Comcast CEO Brian Roberts to let him know that I've asked the FCC's Enforcement Bureau to open an investigation into Comcast and NBC Universal. I'm concerned that his companies may be promoting invidious forms of DEI that do not comply with FCC regulations and civil rights laws. Are you serious? Are you really serious? So you but this is who the rest of y'all voted for. This is who the rest of y'all voted for. This is the rest of who y'all voted for. I simply do not get it. I simply do not get it. You know what I mean? Because at the beginning, middle, end of the day, they're trying to erase us through policy. They're trying to erase us through policy. They do not want us in any shape, form, or fashion in media or to exist anywhere. Like I said, slavery has went from the cotton field to corporate and the boardroom and workplaces. So just keeping a buck, but that's just mind-boggling. I can't do it. Hey Greta, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Carr said in a post Wednesday on Twitter, the social network owned by Elon Musk. Despite DEI's rapid emergence in recent years, these forms of discrimination have long been condemned by America's civil rights laws. Okay. As the Supreme Court has written, the classifications drawn by extreme DEI policies stigmatize individuals by reason of a group identity and are, by their very definition, obsidious to a free people whose institutions are founded on commitment to equality. The FCC will be taking steps to ensure that every company the FCC regulates complies with the civil rights protections enshrined in the Communications Act and agency rules. Carr said we are starting with Comcast for the reasons set forth in my letter. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. In the letter to Roberts, Carr said Comcast states on its website that promoting its DEI is a core value of our business, and public reports state that Comcast has an entire DEI infrastructure that includes annual DEI days, DEI training for company leaders, and similar initiatives. NBC Universal has similar DEI initiatives, including executives specifically dedicated to promoting DEI across the TV and program side of business. Carr also wrote the letter that because Comcast companies cover a range of sectors regulated by FCC, including cable TV, broadband, broadcast TV, and wireless, I expect that this investigation into Comcast and NBC Universal operations will aid the Commission's broader efforts to root out invidious forms of DEI discrimination across all the sectors of FCC regulates. In a statement, Comcast spokesperson Senya Fit-Maurice said, we have received an inquiry from the Federal Communications Commission. We'll be cooperating with the FCC to answer the question. For decades, our company has built on a foundation of integrity and respect for all of our employees and customers. Carr, who was named to head the FCC by 47, also wrote, thankfully, President 47 has taken quick and decisive action to root out this scourge of DEI. Following President 47's executive action, we have ended the FCC's promotion of DEI. With 47's election to the White House for a second term, multiple companies have scaled back or eliminated DEI initiatives that will include Facebook, Amazon, Google, PBS, Accenture, Walmart, and McDonald's. On Tuesday, Disney told senior executives it was updating its DEI approach to replace the company's diversity and inclusion factor in its executive compensation program with a new talent strategy performance factor, which assesses how leaders uphold company values, incorporate different perspectives to drive business success and cultivate an environment where all employees can thrive. Meanwhile, from his perch at the FCC, Carr has also taken aim at media bias, including through an investigation into alleged news distortion by CBS News 60 Minutes interview last October with then Vice President Kamala Harris. 47 is suing CBS over the 60 Minutes interview, the 60 Minutes Harris interview, alleging the news program deceptively edited the video, and last week amended his lawsuit demanding charges of $20 billion. Once again, what are you going to do with $20 billion? I have never seen a president sue a whole organization just because you look like a dumbass. I have never. $20 billion. I mean, he won a lawsuit against, I think, Twitter. He's won a lawsuit against ABC. And I'm just like, you do realize, like, you got to pay all this money back for all the lawsuits that you're in, right? So you don't get to really keep any of the money. And you got to pay $88 million for sexually harassing a woman, plus $5 million on top of that. So 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93. You got to pay $93 million. So that's out of that $20 billion. Like, you really are that stupid. Y'all are using DEI as a culture chip. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I just cannot do it. I just can't do it. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. No. I'm not sure what is wrong with Americans. They don't realize terrorists are just attacks on them and not the other country, right? 2 Black history facts. Garrett Morgan invented the first automated traffic light in 1923, and Marie Van Britton Brown invented the first security home system in 1966. We are great people. Absolutely. Absolutely. Black slaves built the White House. In its 2024 proxy filing, Comcast says we embrace diversity of background, culture, skills, and experience throughout our business. Our ongoing efforts in this regard are reviewed and discussed by our board and or its committees, our senior leadership teams, and our rotating diversity, equity, and inclusion DEI employee advisory council, our external DEI advisory council. Comcast supports 9 employee resource groups with approximately 36,000 members and 250 chapters that are all voluntary employee organizations open to all across our businesses, dedicated to developing the careers of our employees, contributing to community service, and building on an inclusive collaborative workplace and culture. In addition, the company offers a variety of training programs and initiatives focused on creating a more inclusive workplace culture, including company-wide forums like our DEI speaker series, along with an enterprise-wide learning catalog. Regarding NBC Universal, the Comcast proxy filing says we strive to have diverse perspectives that resonate with a wide range of audiences in our program at NBC Universal and the content we distribute on our media platforms. Through our platforms, we share culturally representative stories and educate our viewers on diverse and inclusive cultures, perspectives, and experiences, including through a vast ecosystem of diverse content on Xfinity, including curate on-demand destinations and NBC Universal's The More You Know series of public service announcements. This is a dumbass thing to do, because honestly, what if this white man right here is German? You would also be a minority, sir, right? Like, I don't think that the FCC is that smart. I just really don't. Like, most of government has a little bit of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Like I said, white people can be German, they can be Italian, they can be Chinese, they can be a little bit of everything, right? So I don't get this. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. It's quite sad to me that that this is happening. It really, really is. And oh Lord, the day that we rise up for ourselves is the day we'll be free. I mean, my Lord Jesus. And that thinking thinking DEI is yourself for the black people is not true. They have never done anything specifically for blacks. If they do anything other Sheridan, they're going to ugh around and find out. Absolutely, because diversity also means disabilities, right? I showed y'all that degree commercial where it was the first deodorant for the disability community, right? That also means learning styles as well. Like DEI goes way further than that. So it's just like, okay. But also too, you do realize DEI can also relate to technology and the diversity of different ways that, you know, technology can be the infrastructure for companies. And here's the thing, right? The black dollar's worth $1 trillion. The Mexican dollar, the German dollar, all these different cultures, they have money. And concerns are all about money. So what you don't realize is the more that you try to erase us, that fucks up the economy. And when you fuck up the economy, that means nobody getting paid. So then what you gonna do? Please, 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 I beg you, sir. Please, please, please. We want black content. We want German content. We want Indian content. Well, you said that diversity, equity, and inclusion don't matter. But now it matters because you ain't getting money into the economy. Like, you have to be done. You have to be done. You have to be out your rabbit ass mind to think that. I can't do it. I can't do it. Hey, P&G Ross, welcome and glad to have you here. All right, y'all. So we're going to take a little commercial break because, like I said, we got 8 destinations. So when we come back, we're going to be talking about the cable industry. Y'all remember that story that I told y'all about how NBC Universal spun off their cable networks and that Bravo could have been up for sale, but Bravo is staying within the NBC Universal family? There's a deep dive into the future of cable that Rodney talked about. We'll get into that. Also, too, Single Black Female, the third movie, the final installment in the Single Black Female TV franchise. There's a new actress. She's not a damn actress, but I'm going to have to mention her. Kim Fields is an actress. Anyway, that should give you a huge hint. Then we got Michael B. Jordan coming through for Jonathan Majors. Then Apollo, Nida, and Sheridan. Yes, we will talk about them. Wait till you hear about this DEI, anti-discrimination lawsuit in Missouri about Starbucks. And then Wendy Williams, some big news happened for her. Red Elise says 75,000 federal workers have agreed to take the buyout to their determined. Absolutely. Because it's better to be free than to worry about if your freedom gets taken away. Absolutely. So we are live on tour. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We will be back right after this rolling.
All day. Yeah, we're working, let me play. You know me, work real hard, now we're ready, let's play. Hustle up, yeah. Ready, set, let's go, yeah. Hustle up, yeah. Ready, set, let's go. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up a little louder. Now get low, come on, drop it to the floor, drop it to the floor. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Turn it up a little louder. Now get low, come on, drop it to the floor. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up a little louder. Now get low, come on, drop it to the floor. Drop it to the floor. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up a little louder. Now get low, come on, drop it to the floor. Drop it to the floor. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up a little louder.
For Ramirez, Wingstop's triple meal deal. 6 classics, 6 boneless, and 2 tenders with 2 dips and a large fry for just $17.99. Get yours delivered today at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Welcome to Copeland's. Copeland's is not just some fancy place for your big night out. In fact, there's no occasion too big, or if you like, too small. Copeland's. There's always something good.
was playing the shoe. You were my destiny. God, you were found. I come from nothing. Our son is your son.
Welcome to the celebration.
We all we got.
Don't you leave here today for happiness. I want you to leave here to
I'm loving it.
Y'all right back. Welcome back into Brainley's virtual tour live. Glad to have y'all here. We kicked off the show with our first destination, Temptation Island, is coming to Netflix on March 12th. We introduce you to the 4 couples that will be on Temptation Island. Looking forward to reviewing that series for all of you. Then we talked about NBC Universal and this dumbass decision that this piece of shit bastard right here, the FCC chairman launches probe into Comcast and NBC Universal diversity, equity, inclusion practices, saying he's concerned that they may be promoting invidious forms of discrimination. So you're more concerned about DEI practices than you working for a convicted felon that's president. Okay. Interesting. So, with that being said, right, I want to bring y'all to something. Right, I want to bring y'all something. By the way, this is a bonus show. Okay, so I know I normally don't go live on Thursdays, but I wanted to show y'all this video here because when this happened, right, not a lot of people were covering it. And I was probably one of
dad wore this.
So here we go. Hey, what up, though? How y'all faring? My good, your man, your friend, and fan member, Brainley here. Once again, everything on this channel is alleged, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. Once again, everything on this channel is alleged, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. Once again, everything on this channel is alleged, in my opinion, is for entertainment purposes only. So listen. Last night, some major news happened in the world of media, culture, and entertainment. NBC Universal is selling off its cable networks, right? So we talked about this last night on Brainley's Virtual Tour Live. It was a bonus show. Literally was on tour with all of you at 6 p.m. Literally got off around 8 something. As I got off, I saw this breaking news. I'm like, oh, hold up, wait a minute. Let's talk about it. Went back on tour at 8:30 p.m. And so NBC Universal will be spinning off the E! Network, USA Network, MSNBC, Oxygen, the Golf Channel, CNBC, and the Sci-Fi Network. Now, Bravo will be staying with NBC Universal. So that is the T. Here's the article here from CNBC. Comcast will announce the spinoff of cable networks Wednesday, sources say. Comcast is moving forward with the spinoff of its cable networks, including CNBC, MSNBC, and the E! Network, according to people familiar with the matter. The spinoff is expected to take about a year, the people said. Bravo is now part of the spinoff. Comcast President Mike Cavanaugh said during the company's quarterly earnings call in October that was considering spinning off the cable networks. Comcast is moving forward with the spinoff of its cable network channels, including CNBC, MSNBC, and E! People familiar with the matter told CNBC the separation is expected to take about a year, and an announcement from the company could come as early as Wednesday, the people said. The new entity will be led by Mark Lazarus, the current chairman of NBC Universal's media group, one of the people said. NBC Universal's chief financial officer will serve as the chief financial officer and operating chief of the new entity, the person said. Comcast chairman and CEO Brian Roberts will maintain a voting position in the company, but will not serve as an officer or on the board of directors, the person added. Comcast shares were up more than 2% in after-hours trading. By separating the cable networks, it will give them the optionality to merge with other networks or potentially be sold to a private equity, one of the people said. Yeah, so NBC Universal may be in a merger acquisition conversation about NBC Universal. The spinoff will be tax-free, and the share structure of the new entity will mirror that of Comcast, according to the person at NBC Universal. Donna Langley, the current chief content officer, will become the chairman of NBC Universal Entertainment and Studios, while Matt Strauss, the current head of the direct-to-consumer unit, will be the chairman of NBC Universal Media Group, overseeing sports, ad sales, and distribution, the person said. Caesar Canot will remain as NBC Universal News Group chairman.
There is a point to
oversight of NBC News, while executive vice president Adam Miller will
become
NBC Universal's chief operating officer. They said. Comcast announced during their quarterly earnings call in October that it was considering a split of the cable networks. Comcast president Mike Cavanaugh said at the time the company was exploring creating a new, well-capitalized company owned by our shareholders and comprised of our strong portfolio of cable networks. The networks being spun off also include Sci-Fi, Golf Channel, USA, and Oxygen. A person close to the matter said Bravo will remain part of Comcast NBC Universal since its content is heavily featured on Peacock, one of the people said. Kavanaugh said in October that NBC Universal's broadcast network and NBC would remain with Comcast. Comcast is moving forward with the decision as millions of customers exit the traditional pay TV bundle in favor of streaming. The company has been beefing up NBC Universal's streaming platform Peacock in recent years. Although cord cut has impacted the business, traditional TV networks remain cash cows for media businesses. Comcast reported in October that third quarter revenue, for its media segment, which is mainly comprised of the TV networks, was up nearly 37% to $8.23 billion, largely due to the Olympics. Without the Summer Games, revenue was almost up 5%. Comcast executives will take the next year to determine whether licensing agreements will need to be put in place and whether MSNBC and CNBC will continue to work with NBC News. Two of the people said formal discussions have yet to take place between CNBC, and MSNBC and NBC News. One of the people said the impending spinoff announcement was first reported on the Wall Street Journal. CNN's Julia Borstein contributed to this article. So I read that from MSN.com. So
I wanted to bring that up because, as you can see here, 10 hours ago, right here, was NBC News, and then 9 hours ago was me. So I was ahead of NBC News, and I was also ahead of the Today Show. Now, here is the videos right here. So I did, is NBC Universal and Bravo getting a divorce? They got two real off camera, huh? Then, of course, I made a separate video, right? Because not everybody was able to come to this. So, like I've always said, if you understand the moves that are being made, you'll understand what you're seeing in front of you. So to that end, let's go to this Variety article. Now, it's a deep dive article, so we're going to be here for a minute. But it's very, very important because, like I said, as I told y'all right from this space right here and right now, Kempire is live with former Carlos King reality TV stars, exposed producer, Surviving Carlos King, featuring Ouija Go podcast, and 3,959 people are there live. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up Kempire and Ouija Go podcast and this former Carlos King reality TV stars exposed producer is because, but y'all see this too. It's not just happening at NBC Universal. Right here, will OWN be up for sale? Right there, I talked about in that video right there with OWN on the red carpet, is because Warner Bros. Discovery separated the networks from the studios and the streaming platforms. Like I said, if you understand the moves that are being made, you'll understand what you're seeing in front of you. So here we go from Variety. Inside the cable hospice, can NBC Universal's divorce from MSNBC Sci-Fi and E and more prolong the life of once popular channel. So as you can see over here, it is movies, it is news, it is sports, and then over here, as you can see, that is Rachel Maddow from MSNBC. You see the Golf Channel there, you see E! News, you see Rooster Teeth there, you see Sci-Fi. So here we go. In the early 1980s, when cable TV was young and music videos were on the cutting edge, Herzog used to fly coach for his job as a junior MTV program executive. When he traveled, Herzog would make a point of wearing something with the familiar logo. He would pack a generous amount of MTV branded swag, t-shirts, hats, and tote bags. At the check-in counter, if the ticket agent was under 50, Herzog will almost always get a question or comment about MTV. When he did, he was quick to offer the agent a free t-shirt or hat. The next thing you know, you're flying first class, Herzog recalls. That was absolute currency. People loved those MTV sad jackets. They would kill for one back in the day. And then here is the cover of Variety. Deep Cuts. NBC Universal is the first of the Hollywood majors to take the plunge into TV's post-cable future. It won't be the last. Go. Today, you can still buy MTV t-shirts at Target, but nobody's getting to see upgrade on the strength of a free branded network hat. MTV's fortune has climbed so far that most of Gen Z and Gen Alpha consumers have never seen more than a few minutes of the channel other than old clips popular on TikTok and YouTube. Fewer still have actually watched MTV via an old-fashioned cable TV subscription. And MTV is now alone, the traditional cable television business that gave rise to CNN, USA Network, ESPN, Nickelodeon, TNT, Discovery Channel, and A&E Network is in steady decline. Some will call it a state of decay, made worse by a woeful lack of investment. What have I been saying to y'all? If you don't provide anything new, then of course the network is going to die. People do not want to watch something that there is no content on. Just keep it a buck. Let's see here. Although cable's been waning for years, industry veterans are still stunned to see long-established brands evaporating against the competitive challenge posed by streaming platforms in recent years. The money and resources that NBC Universal once funneled into channels like USA and Sci-Fi has been diverted to build up NBC Universal's Peacock platform, for example. And nothing is more symbolic of cable's hard times than the news announced in late November by NBC Universal's parent company Comcast that it was selling off most of its linear cable channels. Comcast, the largest provider of cable broadband service in the country, makes most of its money from providing northeastern United States NBC Network and the ever-buzzy Bravo, but essentially will divorce itself from the not inconsiderable problems faced by 7 outlets that were once the backbone of the NBC Universal's TV division: USA Network, CNBC, MSNBC, Sci-Fi, E, Oxygen Media, and the Golf Channel. Also included are digital assets like Fandango and Rotten Tomatoes. So here's the thing. If every network, right, had their own studios, right? So let's just say MSNBC Studios, Sci-Fi Studios, E Studios, Oxygen Studios, Golf Channel Studios, CNBC Studios, USA Studios. Those studios, right? They could produce shows for Peacock. So by getting rid of these cable networks, you're actually getting rid of content studios that can help your streaming platform. And let me go with that video real quick, because I did make a prediction of where I believe the cable networks could be sold. Right here. So this is why I said here, E will go to Disney, and they could combine Freeform, because nobody's really watching Freeform. So no disrespect to Freeform, but you know, everybody still remembers the 25 Days of Christmas on ABC Family. So E and Freeform could combine, and that could be a general entertainment news. That could be a general entertainment channel for, you know, entertainment, pop culture, geek culture, everything else. I said Golf Channel will go to Warner Bros. Discovery, aka TNT Sports, to make TNT Sports a bigger platform. Oxygen, EW Scripts, aka Ion Mystery, because Oxygen used to be a women's network to the point where Oprah had an investment in Oxygen, and there was a thing called Oprah After the Show. But combined with Ion Mystery and Oxygen, that could be a whole true crime network, right? USA Network, I would say, will go to Netflix. And you're probably thinking, Netflix is Netflix. I watch Netflix. I don't need USA Network. Here's the thing. Netflix is so great at what they do. Imagine if Netflix Productions had their own network where, guess what? Maybe this could work for TV, and we have our own network. So cross promotion there. Sci-fi can go over to Paramount because you have Star Trek and you have the Twilight Zone. So imagine sci-fi going over to Paramount and making the sci-fi network a lot bigger. You have MSNBC and CNBC. I said Disney, ABC, Legacy Media, Amazon New Media, because you guys remember the election special with Brian Williams, right, on Amazon Prime Video. Imagine if MSNBC was at Amazon, and now you put Brian Williams and so many journalists that, you know, maybe haven't had a shot to get into the journalism world, and former journalists that are like, they want a lot more freedom to be able to give commentary. Now they have a cable network and one of the biggest streaming platforms in the world. But then you also have ABC, who already has ABC News Live. And you also would have ABC having their own business network, right? Because Disney is the epicenter of culture and commerce and everything in between. So those are my predictions, right? And then I said Fandango could go to Live Nation, and Fandango could expand to concert tickets and exclusive fan events, right? Like Comic-Cons and things of that energy. And then I said as well, also Rotten Tomatoes could also do some things, probably with the E! Network. So yeah, those were my predictions. And I think there was like a sports engine for like sports teams and stuff like that. But that could go to like a Dick's Sporting Goods, you know what I mean? Because you can also incorporate Dick's Sporting Goods into that. So like I said, these networks being spun off could actually expand these networks. Also, too, it could be the demise of these networks if other platforms don't have a plan for it. So let's keep going. If that's not inflection point enough for the biz, there are big shifts afoot elsewhere. This year, Warner Bros. Discovery ad-supported TV entertainment networks have a new leader in Channing Dungey, who used to work at ABC, but now she works at Warner Bros. Discovery, who is applying a different course for channels like TNT, TBS, and Discovery, while keeping her primary focus on running Warner Bros. TV Group. And Paramount Global is about to be acquired by Skydance, which brings with it a new leadership team that likely has its own ideas about what to do with a once vibrant collection of cable brands like MTV and Comedy Central. So, with that being said, right, and listen, I know that some people could give two damn fucks for ish about media, but like I said before, right now, Kempire is live talking about former Carlos King reality TV stars exposed producer, and guess what? OWN is under Warner Brothers Discovery, and Warner Bros. Discovery has separated the linear television networks from the studios and streamers, which means OWN could be sold. Do you get what I'm saying here? If you understand the moves that are being made, you'll understand what's in front of you. Because right now, we're talking about, well, they're talking about right now Carlos King. But you got to understand the big spider web of how everybody has a place on the web. You understand what I'm saying? So let's roll on. Like I said with MTV, all they got to do is transition to movement television because they don't play music anymore. Oh, hang on, wait. Hang on, pause. Who is that? Who is that? Hang on. Screenshot that. Thank you very much. Shot. Appreciate that. Because it's important to know who is who in Hollywood. So also executive creator of Walt Disney Imagineering. Thank you. Now, the reason why I am kind of going through everything is because at the beginning, middle, end of the day, if you know who is in charge, you can figure out a pathway for you to be in charge, right? Oh, wait a minute. Had a PlayStation production. Thank you. I'm just taking screenshots. I don't know who AB Joe is, but that is more than enough for me. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. Back to this. And Comedy Central, right? Comedy Central is known for comedy, right? Comedians, sketch shows, this, that, and the third. They had Tosh.0, which was like a web comedy series. If I'm looking at this, right, what do we all see here? The com in Comedy Central. So what you need to do now, right, is we are all about the funny of the internet. We're about the funny of the internet. We're about the funny of the internet, right? So you can now have comedians on Comedy Central, and you can also have internet personalities on Comedy Central, right? Because the internet personalities will be talking about the funniness of the internet, while the comedians will be doing what they're doing. So now the internet is feeding the comedy, and the comedy is feeding the internet. But that's big brain energy. Okay, let's roll on. How quickly things change. How quickly things changed after Netflix revolutionized the way we watch TV. Since the rise of that platform, media giants that own the largest cable channels have turned their focus to building up their streaming services. Peacock, Max, Disney Plus, Hulu, and Paramount Plus are now the flagship outlets for the conglomerates or legacy media, and serve as a cable replacement for a new breed of TV viewers. Amid this generational transition, long-established outlets that still generate solid profits have been left to wither on the vine. What these legacy media companies do not understand is that streaming should be a complement to the networks, right? So, for example, there was 90 Days Bears All on Discovery Plus. Those of you who don't know what 90 Days Bears All is all about, let me pull that up for you right now. Let's see. 90 Days Bears All. So here it is here. This is a preview of 90 Days Bears All.
Up for an adventure?
Always.
If you think you've seen it all, you won't believe what's about to happen next.
Oh my God. She's never gonna see this, right?
Your favorite cast members from across the entire 90-day universe will be joining to reveal some jaw-dropping revelations of their own.
He just went completely two-faced on me. I'm like, this can't be true.
Now that we're on Discovery Plus, you can just let loose, because most of the time, whatever comes out of Annie's mouth, we can't air on regular TV. This is stuff you will never see on TV.
Did you sleep with strippers?
Things between you and Julia got really heated. What happened? I want to go back to 3 years ago in a sex shop.
I want to go back that time.
Get ready to bear it all.
So that was a companion show to 90 Day Fiancé on TLC, which is owned by Warner Bros. Discovery. I think that what happened with Netflix is an original entity. And so even though it's an original entity, the platform is what triggered everybody. It wasn't the fact that Netflix is a threat, but it was the new way of accessibility that was the threat. So that got you know, Peacock, NBC, Max, Warner Bros. Discovery, Disney, Hulu's under Disney, and Paramount, which is, you know, CBS, they got threatened by the originality of the new way of accessibility, right? So with that being said, let's roll on. Many industry veterans are dismayed at how quickly Big Media gave up on the channel brands that helped introduce the concept of cable TV service to Americans in the 1980s and offered an inevitable dual stream. Others caution against engaging in nostalgia, and that consumers have been voting with their wallets for 15 years. In the United States, cable and satellite service subscriptions peaked at roughly 100 million households in 2010. That amounted to a penetration rate of 90% of all TV homes in the country. Today, that number stands at 85 million, which accounts for about 65% of available households. So, right here, roughly 100 million households in 2010. And that amounted to a penetration rate of 90% of all TV homes in the country. Today, that number stands at 85 million, which accounts for 65% of available households. So while the percentage rate is down, it's still around the millions that people still watch cable TV. And I think that should be encouraging to these networks of, okay, you know what? You know, maybe after the strike, maybe we should do an open wide, nationwide casting call and ask content creators, do you have a show that you're already doing on YouTube or TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, on, you know, any platform? Bring it to us and we'll put it on our network. And then you have to give that content creator a fair deal, but you also have to let them grow their platform. So if there's 85 million households in the United States of America that is still watching cable television, that means there's a shot for television to still be here and for cable to still be around. These brands are just basically gone, and it's a real shame there. It's just a bad lack of strategy at most of these enterprises that just confounds you, says Evan Shapiro, a veteran of New York's once thriving cable program scene, who is now media analyst and a New York City, New York University adjunct professor. In many cases, they are just not decisions. It's just we're going to make cuts to improve the bottom line. We're not going to make choices about where we're investing otherwise, and that's how you get where you are. Facts. And here's everything here. That is Saturday Night Live. That's Universal. That's Peacock. That's Today. That's Bravo. That's the E Network. That's Oxygen. That's Gulf. That's Sci-Fi. That's MSNBC. So here's everything they're keeping. Right here. Here's everything they're selling. Comcast will undertake a complicated stock transaction to cleave off the channels into a small, still unnamed new company, currently referred to as SpinCo, although NBCU marketers, NBC Universal marketers, and a few outside firms are currently brainstorming new ideas whose stock will largely be owned by Comcast shareholders. Besides NBC and Bravo, the slimmed down NBC Universal will continue to operate Peacock Television and the sizable Universal Film and TV Studios, the Universal theme parks, and the Sky Pay TV service that operates in the United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, and Ireland. The deal is expected to close by the end of this year. My first instinct was wow, they are building an iceberg bravely facing the sun, Herzog says Herzog and SpinCo. I honestly don't know what to make of it. Herzog was there at the peak of cable, overseeing networks including MTV, Comedy Central, and USA Network throughout his career, but led Viacom as head of its music group in 2017. Comcast is pitching the spin-off plan as a best-case scenario for both companies. NBC Universal gets to focus on programming two strong networks that aim for distinct audiences and provide the most watched elements of its Peacock streamers, specifically live sports and that addictive Bravo fare. That Universal Studio Group still sells shows to rivals including Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, and CBS, which gives it marketplace clout beyond NBC Universal's walls. The streamlined NBC Universal is expected to generate $40 billion in annual revenue. That's right, you heard me, $40 billion in annual revenue. Meanwhile, SpinCo's channels are projected to bring about $7 billion, and the company will shoulder Minimal debt with the stock spinoff is completed. Mark Lazarus, a longtime NBC Universal executive, will exit as a part of the spinoff and take the helm as SpinCo as CEO. We believe we got a really strong set of assets, says Lazarus, who notes that NBC Universal over the past decade hasn't been afraid to shut down underperforming cable networks, including Esquire, Clue, Sleuth, G4, NBC Sports Network as of next month, and NBC and Universal Kids. We talked about Universal Kids, and I said, what if that could be the platform that could come into a black network for NBC Universal? Because BET is Paramount's black network. Warner Bros. Discovery's black network is own, right? NBC Universal, they have Aspire TV, Afro TV, and Clio TV, but that was made by the FCC. That mandate, rather, was made by the FCC of having more black channels. But NBC Universal does not have a black channel. Fox has Fox Soul, and then you have ABC that does not have a black network. So there's that. And then G4. The reason why G4 closed down is because they did not know what to do with it. If G4 was still around, G4 would be planning the grand opening special of Universal's Epic Universe, because they covered Comic-Con live from the convention floor. They covered the CES, Consumer Electronics Show, from the floor. Sometimes they were in a booth, but either way, they covered it. And they also covered E3. They were for the nerds, the geeks, and the fans, the culture. And they would just stuck it out and would have had somebody like me or people like-minded of me and other people, then G4 would have been the network for all the fans. But they didn't know what to do. Sleuth, I guess, was kind of a mystery type of network. Clue, I guess it was kind of a Erder network, true crime network. An NBC Sports Network. I mean, you can live stream sports on Peacock. I mean, I get that, but the sports network allowed you to have direct access to original sports programming through the NBC Sports team. So there's that there. With channels that are left, Lazarus seeks opportunity in live sports. USA Network will still get to carry the Olympics even after the separation. It also has the Premier League in NASCAR, while golf is bulking up its business in that niche pastime. And with E, he points to the channel's live red carpet coverage and that there are new digital opportunities with MSNBC and CNBC, which just launched their own streaming platform. CNBC just launched their own streaming platform. The hope is that with tighter focus, SpinCo leaders will find better ways to manage the decline and possibly even rehabilitate its channels with new original programming. Meanwhile, there's a rarity in the business right now. SpinCo is hiring. As it decamps from NBC Universal, it needs to develop a news gathering operation, including a new head of that operation who will report to interim MSNBC proxy. Rebecca Cutler for MSNBC, now that no longer has access to NBC News resources. SpinCo is currently discussing how to properly separate MSNBC and CNBC from NBC News. That may include moving some of NBC News staffers or entities over to MSNBC and its sports. SpinCo will have to build out a team to manage its lead deals, although it will outsource production mostly to NBC Sports. MSNBC does not currently have a streaming product, and CNBC just launched CNBC Plus, which is in the early stages. Lazarus knows that most of the NBC News digital investments has gone toward the news group, NBC News Now and Today. But with SpinCo's cash flow, it can now build a new ancillary. It can build new ancillary offshoots around the linear cable products that includes more events, newsletters, audio, and other subscription offerings on top of the traditional networks. We will now have the money to be able to invest in these businesses. Lazarus says we have the ability now to put investment and focus into the digital future of MSNBC and CNBC for their very passionate and loyal audiences. None of the sports that are on USA and Golf Channel are currently streamed, so we have a digital future ahead of us in sports. It may be our own, or maybe with third-party distributors. Fandango has a real broad digital opportunity, and we will have the capacity to do mergers and acquisitions to bring in businesses that we think can both be accretive to both our bottom line strategy. Could that be more networks, as perhaps rivals shed their networks? Lazarus cautions that SpinCo isn't looking to add properties just for the sake of bulking up, but he's open to properties that bring real strategic value to the company. Across town, companies like Paramount Global and Warner Bros. Discovery will likely be keeping an eye on how Comcast orchestrates this divorce and what SpinCo does with its assets. There's little doubt others will consider a similar move to shed cable networks that are underperforming. Y'all remember when I told y'all about BET being up for sale because Paramount Global is at $15.6 billion worth of debt. So BET is up for sale or was up for sale. Paramount Global shut down talks of that, but now I think the last time I remember it was Scott Mills that he was talking about buying BET, also a venture capital. So, yes, indeed. The biggest problem is Wall Street thinks linear cable channels can't be revived, given that the subscriber base for cable is shrinking every year as more households cut the cord and younger families never sign up. We believe that linear TV's decline in the U.S. is irreversible, but there is no immediate cliff. We expect the decline will be a steady one that will take years to reach its final conclusion, says Naveen Sharma, media and entertainment managing director for S&P Global Ranks. However, he warns every day the companies hold on to the linear TV networks, they become less valuable. Did cable really have to collapse so fast? Shapiro can name the moment in 2019 that the entertainment giants hit the point of no return with their cable assets. Over the course of 12 months, all of them launched streaming services without advertising. He says, what the fuck? What were you thinking? They all chased a business model that all of us knew theoretically didn't work. You went from a dual revenue stream to a single revenue stream, and you thought you were going to be totally okay. It wasn't. Netflix's April 2022 earnings report dropped a bomb, a stunning subscriber loss, which sent its stock price plummeting. That left everyone who had destroyed the cable business to launch the streamers suddenly regretted their hasty pivot, but stuck with the reality of what they've done. In the case of USA Network, NBC Universal had turned its back on a brand that is seen of roughly between 2005 and 2015 was a destination for popcorn hits like Monk, Burn Notice, White Collar, Suits, Royal Pains, and Mr. Robot. USA's audience had also been bolstered for decades with its long association with pro wrestling's via WWE Monday Night Raw. My uncle, God rest his soul, he would be in the living room on Monday night. We would go over sometimes to visit, and he would have the TV on. My uncle would have sci-fi on regularly. USA averages as many as 3.3 million viewers in primetime ad speak in 2009. These days, USA Network isn't in the scripted biz. WWE is now on WWE Raw is now on Netflix, where repeats of USA's legal procedural Suits also recently enjoyed a smash Second Life. A Suits LA revival is heading to NBC, not USA, but at least USA managed to keep some WWE with SmackDown. Now, SmackDown was on Fox, but now SmackDown is going back to USA Network. Sports and repeats have kept the lights on, but last year, USA slumped to number 9 in cable for an average of 673,000 viewers. While the long-term prognosis is bad, cable networks for the foreseeable future are still profitable revenue generators. On February 5th, Disney CEO Bob Iger was pressed by Wall Streeters on his long-term strategy for ABC, Disney Channel, Disney Junior, Freeform, and a handful of other channels. He's not blind to the realities at hand, but he's resolute about pay TV, which has been the single biggest driver of earnings for Hollywood's largest entertainment conglomerates for more than 2 decades. The linear networks of our company are not a burden at all. They're actually an asset. Iger said, we are funding them at levels that give us the ability to enhance our overall television business that obviously includes and leans into streaming, which is really the future of our television business. So basically what he is saying is, if we figure out a way to invest in our linear networks, wherever shows work for our networks, we buy our networks, wherever shows we can maybe have the networks create and put it on streaming platforms that can have a new life at the streaming platform. So now it's like, oh my God, that was an amazing series on Freeform. Well, now I can go over and watch it on Hulu. Oh my God, wait, this series on Hulu, like Freeform Studios made? Oh, I gotta watch Freeform. Cross promotion, cross pollination, intersectionality. That's the key. On the MVPD side, Chart Communications recently reported that it has seen a slowdown in cord cutting thanks to new carrier bundles, as well as recent deals that that has allowed it to bundle streamers like Peacock with its cable packages. Maybe that helps the ecosystem. Sorry, said the skinny down in these bundles I think should be attractive to consumers, but is it enough to reverse the trends? Where does cable go from here? Network carriage fees still make a tremendous difference when it comes to the bottom line for companies like Disney, Paramount Global, and Warner Bros. Discovery. But Comcast is diversified enough with its broadband and cable TV service, parks, and other assets that can give up the cable network revenue without taking too much of a hit. For instance, Comcast cable network's according to Sharma represents just 5% of its total $38 billion of earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. So spinning off cable makes sense if you're trying to carve out a business that is in secular decline. He says it's much tougher for companies like Paramount Global, Warner Bros. Discovery, which really depend on that cable cash flow. Meanwhile, a handful of independent cable companies are still investing in original fare to keep the lights on, AMC Network and Hallmark among them, but they are doing so while also experimenting with their own boutique streaming offerings, AMC Plus and Hallmark Plus, while others have retreated from commissioning expensive scripted series, mostly dramas. AMC Networks have been invested in the company, for instance, acquiring the TV rights to a raft of Annie Rice books in 2020. AMC has 3 inspired supernatural dramas in production. Interview with a Vampire, which has really taken off on AMC Plus, Mayfair Witches, and the upcoming Annie Rice Talmasra, The Secret Order, even more in the development pipeline. Not all of AMC networks are active. IFC, International Film Channel, and Sundance TV mostly run old TV repeats now. But flagship AMC is still churning out a robust slate of originals that could be a model for SpinCo's major properties. Like I said, if you have the E Network, have E Studios. If you have Sci-Fi, do Sci-Fi Studios. And those networks with those studios could sell those programs to other streamers, other networks, to NBC and to Peacock. Now the network's going to have a life. Because streaming is supposed to complement the linear networks. And without linear networks, there could never have been streaming. Because Netflix would not have been able to be around without the content from all of the networks. You see. Nobody at AMCN has their head in the sand, says Dan Dormont, the president of entertainment at AMC Networks and AMC Studios. AMC licensed some of its shows to Netflix, which makes them much more widely available to AMC's target audience than they are on linear TV. The licensing fees that Netflix pays for the shows also help AMC make up for their linear losses. As McDermott put it, the AMC channel is a meaningful first window for AMC shows, but we have all these other windows now. USA and Turner Networks have in recent times given up any pretense of maintaining a programming brand, but now Dungy and her team are considering developing some modestly budgeted original series to bring new life into TNT and TBS. Perhaps that could mean return to the We Know drama brand TNT or the very funny comedy ethos at TBS. Now, I've said before that TBS should be an unscripted network and be called the Taking Bold Steps Network, taking bold steps in the world of dating, in the world of entrepreneurship, in the world of cooking. TNT, Together Navigating, oh my God, hang on, y'all. Y'all know I'm good for acronyms. Hang on. Positive words. Let's start with T. There we go. Let's see here. Okay. Together navigating tastefully. Together navigating tastefully. Now, here is why I say the acronym, right? Imagine dramas, right? Imagine documentaries. Imagine long-form content that is about bringing people together to navigate tastefully through different deep subjects. There it is. A brand is not just how it looks, how it sounds, and how it moves, but it is how what you bring to the network relates to your audience. Okay. Let's see here. And incoming SpinCo Entertainment President Val Borland, another NBC Universal veteran who will go with the new company, is believed to also be looking at stock channels like USA and Sci-Fi with more blue sky fare, where you don't have to shovel your profits over to the other parts of the company. You can reinvest those profits into programming. Says former USA Network President Chris McCumber, you can reinvest them into partnerships. There's a lot of smart investments you can make. If you remember the shows that we did back in the Characters Welcome era, Blue Skies and USA Network, those weren't big budget shows. It wasn't movie star television, but it was really great TV. There's definitely a way to do comedies, dramas, and Ainsworth programming. You can do that very, very efficiently now. Lazarus agrees. We told the industry that we are open to business. Bring us your ideas, he said. We will continue to invest and put a balance between our sports, our original content, our acquisitions. While NBC Universal cable networks currently feed Peacock, once they move to SpinCo, they'll be free agents. Lazarus sees the opportunity in finding secondary windows for a successful series in his channel or his channels. McCumber emphasizes that SpinCo has a small window of opportunity to rebuild while USA still has our revenue coming in the door. He likens it to a bit of Back to the Future for the leaders of SpinCo. Remember, these channels are incredibly profitable right now. Not as profitable as maybe they were 5 years ago, but if you look at USA Network alone, that's $1 billion business when they're coupled with the mothership of NBC Universal. They have contributed to other areas of the company that are now prioritized like Peacock, but if you decouple them from the mothership, they become a priority. Producers like Jeff Watchell see an opportunity to be entrepreneurial around the program for the SpinCo networks. Watchell is a veteran cable programmer and studio exec who drove USA's programming into its mid-2010s peak. He is now producing shows with unusual financing and distribution models for outlets like Fox and CW, two other linear-based networks that were reinvented over the past few years with an emphasis on live sports and more budget-conscientious acquisitions. Like those two networks, the SpinCo properties would need to brainstorm some innovative ways to secure original programming, and that's where the industry savvy comes in. You hear it's hopeless or the miles broken, Marshall said, but survivors know that that's just an opportunity. At USA, we did some good shows. We were conservative in how we built things out. We were able not just to create a brand for the network, but shows that had enough value that they really just lived beyond that. There's still a real opportunity to do that in a few places. Look like Channing is talking about doing that at TNT. We'll see what SpinCo becomes. Can they bring people back? Sure, but I think it was kind of silly to give up on what they already established. Yes, but you can do it again. The other strategy might be looking at why Bravo survived. It has a real live, relevant, beating heart revolving around Andy Cohen and his Watch What Happens Talker and Cast Reunion specials. Why not take that unlawful page from the early rebellious days of cable and lean into low-cost, live, personality-driven programming and industrial commercials? Oh my God, personality-driven programming like Brantley's Virtual Tour Live. Low cost. All I have is my laptop StreamYard, and that's it. And Canva, of course, to make the thumbnail, but that's it. Talk to your arms, just heard about. I don't see people taking chances like they used to, either on the high end like HBO might have in the old days, or on the low end like MTV and Comedy Central. Back then, we did because we had no resources, we had no money, and we were just like, fuck it, let's try this. We're not going to go broke doing it. Let's see what happens. And if it doesn't work, these cable will go down swinging. As Herzog says, survival is not mandatory. So, very, very interesting article. I think that at the beginning, middle, end of the day, cable television will not go away. Because for ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and CW, they can't air all of the content that we want to see. That's why cable is so important, because you got Bravo, you have all these niche cable networks that are able to produce that content that the broadcast networks cannot do, because the broadcast networks is more for the mainstream and cable networks are more for the culture. So that is my take on that. Let's see these two comments. MTV was once important, now it's a relic of a bygone era. It's difficult to manage the scope of mismanagement and lack of vision and lack of creativity and lack of grit anywhere else in the business world. I fully agree with both comments. All right, y'all. More Virtual Tour Live coming at you right from the space right here, right now. And speaking of cable networks, ladies and gentlemen, right here from Deadline, Portia Williams joins Lifetime single black female 3 cast with Raven Goodwin and Riley K. Michelle returning for final chapter. Exclusive. Lifetime's final installment of the single black female franchise. Starring Raven Goodwin, Amber Riley, K. Michelle has recruited Real Housewives of Atlanta star Portia Williams. Single Black Female 3, the final chapter, is set to premiere on Saturday, March 22nd at 8/7 Central, only on Lifetime, with Williams joining as Detective Ebony Williams. Final chapter of the Single Black Female franchise picks up when Monica Goodwin has been finally exonerated after being wrongfully convicted of murder, where her freedom comes at that price. Though the charges against her have been dropped, the stain of suspicion lingers. Reclaiming her life, her career, and the trust of those around her is proving to be an uphill battle. Meanwhile, the real threat has yet to match. Simone Riley, now a fugitive, has fled to a convent in Mexico, having no choice but to abandon Houston, along with the one thing she truly cared about, her daughter, Joy Kennedy Chanel. When a terrifying nightmare shakes her to her core, Simone becomes convicted. Joy is in danger and returns to Houston for a final reckoning between the estranged half-sisters. It's only a matter of time before old grudges resurface and Monica and Simone come face to face. K. Michelle reprised her role as Monica's best friend, Bibi. Williams is best known for starring on Bravo's The Real Housewives of Atlanta for 9 seasons. Its return to the franchise in the upcoming season, premiering in March. The reality stars previous acting credits include Sharknado 5, Global Swarming 2017, Stepping Back to Love 2020, Insecure 2020, Zootopia 2022, and Pretty Stone 2023. Williams teased her return to acting last year when Deadline interviewed her at Bravo Fan Fest. The Single Black Female franchise is based on 1992's thrill Single White Female, which in turn is an adaptation of John Luke's 1990 novel Single White Female Seeks Same. Single Black Female premiered on Lifetime in 2022 and averaged more than 8 million total viewers across linear and digital platforms. Linear and digital. What does that tell you, Lexi Media? Invest in your linear content and your digital content will rise up. The hell? The television movie was the #1 original non-holiday movie in 2022. A sequel titled Single Black Female 2, Simone's Revenge, premiered in 2024. Single Black Female 3, the final chapter, is produced by Swirl Films for Lifetime. Raven Goodwin, Carrie Pirkin, Monique Nash, Corin Williams, Eric Tomas, Untied Walker executive produced. Keenan Ferguson directs from the script read by Sarah L. Jones and Tessa Scott. So congratulations to Portia Williams. And listen, the comments are right here. The first one was a hoot. The second one was man, don't get me started. And Riley masquerade as a no for nose piercing. I'm not sure if I bought with prefer. Oh my, Single Black Female can definitely do without Portia Williams. She would be doing disservice to the show and its views. I wish they would strongly reconsider this decision. And I agree with Miss M. Jones. Like, really, there are plenty of other actual actresses that do this on regular schmegula, and not just because they're just trying to remain relevant. I just have to keep it above. You know what I mean? So that's just me. So let's see here. So with that being said, then we're going to take another commercial break. When we come back, we got Michael B. Jordan, Apollo, Starbucks, and Wendy. All that more coming up. We are still live on tour. Like, I'm sure, subscribe. We'll be back after this. Roll it.
Things have been a little quiet around here. We've missed the fun. We've missed the excitement. We've missed the entertainment. We've missed the nightlife. But most of all, we've missed you. We're getting ready. Caesar's Rewards. We can't wait to welcome you back.
I got a question for you. What does this city know about luxury? Huh? What does a town that's been to hell and back know about the finer things in life? Well, I'll tell you. more than most. You see, it's the hottest fires that make the hardest steel. Add hard work and conviction, and the know-how that runs generations deep in every last one of us. That's who we are. That's our story. Now, it's probably not the one you've been reading in papers, the one being written by folks who've never even been here and don't know what we're capable of. Because when it comes to luxury, it's as much about where it's from as who it's for. Now, we're from America, but this isn't New York City, or the Windy City, or Sin City, and we're certainly no one's Emerald City.
Hey, y'all. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to pause the show for just a minute, okay? And I will be right back. Y'all stay right here, okay? I'll be right back.